Oh. Wrong button. Okay, I clicked monitor instead of unmute. Okay. Basically, Project Pals is intended to be like a Monday check-in with the bros about their projects, and we all just talk about the things that we have nobody to talk to about. But there are no Project Pals yet, because today's the first day. So, the goal today is to kind of figure out what the heck I'm going to do with OBS. Because we found 2 players that are going to play Words of Power on video. Not on stream, I don't think, but on video. So now I am wrestling with the concept of like how I'm going to record it, because presumably I've got, hopefully we find a 3rd player and we get 4 face cams we got to get in there somewhere, and I need to get like good quality face cam footage. So like I think I'm going to use this thing called Video Ninja, but it's been having some problems with my Linux. And it seems, I don't know. I haven't recorded with it yet, so I don't know how the actual quality comes out on the other end. I read that it has like low FPS or something, intentionally to not eat up all your bandwidth in the call, but then the recording comes out good. So some people use Video Ninja to record and then just play in Discord anyway. It's a little confusing to me, but I'm hoping it will, it'll work out. I still have a long time to figure it out, because like while we have players, there's no scheduled time yet, and we're still looking for a 3rd. I'm guessing that we're going to end up in a Thursday, Friday night time slot, but nothing's been decided yet. So let's get my big face out of the way. Let's get this over there. Normally I don't need the OBS window, but today we're actually doing OBS stuff. So like it would be helpful if I could see it, right? Maybe I can do I'm so bad at like, it's not like I don't know the buttons, but I'm bad at arranging my windows. Okay. It is unlikely anyone will join the IRC or the YouTube chat, honestly. But if they do, I want to have that open. Okay, so I can see OBS now. This is good. So what I was looking at here, what I was thinking about was every time I go live, I have to do like a million things. So if I'm not logged in, I have to log in. I have to go to the Go Live tab. I have to set the title and the details. Oh, this actually, you have to start streaming before you can pop out the chat. And then you have to set... You have to set it to live chat. Then I have to go over to the IRC because I need the link when I set the topic. And so we have to move that chat to another window from where it normally lives so that I can watch both. And then... Is that coming through? That's really annoying here. Oof. I need a better way to read these meters. No, okay, you can't hear the guy hammering out there. But yeah, so I have to move the IRC to another screen, and then I have to join a channel and then set the topic as the link to the video so that people that filter into the IRC can find the stream, right? So it's every time I go live on YouTube. There's gotta be an easier way. I think a plugin might be appropriate here. So I'm thinking about looking at integrating that maybe today. And then I was thinking about when we get to recording Words of Power, which is the game we're going to be playing, not on stream, but recorded. So I'd have to get them all into video. And then for each face cam, I have to get a browser link and then kind of line up the image a little bit with this scene I've been playing with. This is not the final scene. This is, I had a doodle last night. And I have manifested it today in its minimal form. So, imagine, if you will. Wait. It's weird not being able to see myself. So, we will imagine together. Ugh, why is it so difficult? Why can't you scroll while dragging? 1995, y'all. Go little face cam, you can do it all the way to the top. Okay. So imagine me like over here someplace, right? And then like just imagine briefly, if you will. That all of these have little dudes in them that are not me. Right? So this is kind of the idea, right? Is that we have these three players over here, and then I'm over there, and here at the top we have a browser source that somehow got out of whack. But I actually don't think this specific browser source is going to work out for us. I was thinking of Excalidraw as like the minimum, right? It would be fine for... It would be clearer for the viewers to see that than to see my webcam on my desk. Webcam on my desk is my preference, but what's the point of making a video if not for the viewers, right? So kind of thinking about that, but then I thought we actually kind of also probably want to show dice results in some fashion. So I'm gonna the only thing I want to point out before we leave this scene are like these little moving clouds. I'm so proud of them. Right? Doesn't that look nice? Doesn't that add a little visual interest while nothing is happening and we're playing tabletop role-playing games? Behind that is just a world map that I drew very poorly in Aseprite. But really just like had the doodle, made the thing today, no idea kind of how it was going to turn out. I'm pretty okay with like these these nameplates and maybe the name tags. I wanted to put like a waveform there, but I don't know how. I haven't really looked into it yet, but that would be ideal. Would be where it says Bog Jovi would be like a waveform so you can see who's talking, right? But let's do that. Baby crop. We're done. Okay. So, as far as Project Pals goes, that's kind of where I'm at today. This would go back to screen, really. Yeah, so if we do it the way that it's set up right now, everything that we just looked at, I would have to invite everyone to video, and then I'd have to put their browser links into the face cams, which are browser sources later. I'd have to kind of wiggle it around because not everyone's going to be dead center of their own camera unless I like tell them to. And then they'd have to join the VTT because we kind of want to show the dice, right? That everyone's rolling. The alternative to all of this is that I could go in after the game and put like, I could edit the video, right? I'm going to use a million words to describe editing a video. But you guys aren't stupid. You know what editing a video is. So, I'm kind of on the fence about that. Returning to Project Pals, the theme of the stream. It's going to be a short stream, I think. We got the newbie guide out a couple days ago, and nobody has really read through it yet, which is fine. It's not formatted, and it's just teeny tiny text unless you download it and then open it. Really, all of my tech stuff just takes a million steps, and I don't blame people for not engaging. I do think there are definitely some sections I'm going to add and some that I'm going to change. Because, like, I want it to be a document that legitimately takes you from not knowing anything about role-playing to being able to roleplay and GM effectively. So there's a lot of like little itty bitty GM advice that needs to go in there. Things that we don't think about or things that we've heard a million times, but somebody fresh off the boat has not. Am I like in the corner? Ugh, I'm off the screen. Gross. Yeah. So one of the things I want to add, and I'm making a list here because that's the point of Project Pals. If we had more pals, I would have you guys review my project and then tell me like, hey, fix this, fix that. And I would look at your projects and be like, fix this, fix that. And it would be a weekly check-in with the bros about their projects. But that comes later. So for right now, I'm making a list. Checking it twice. I'm not checking it twice. I will likely never read this list, for that is the nature of lists. Okay, so we definitely want to shorten or automate. What is the word? Leverage is not a word you could use there, but to obtain leverage. Streamline, I guess you could call it streamline. Streamline going live. That could be plugins. That could be scripts. Maybe a bot. Okay. And that is where we will leave that idea for now. Oh, where is it? It's projects. Words of Power, core, git log. Last thing we did was minor language revisions to the rulebook. So, yeah, we could probably So kind of the state of things. Let me full screen that maybe. No, I don't want this page at all. Take it all away. There we go. Okay. Well. Nope. Everything's bad. There we go. That's all I wanted. I just wanted it on that half of the screen. Is that like so much to ask? Okay. So what we have here is... It's fine. It's fine. Leave it alone. Newbie's role-playing guide. We go through the lingo first. I think I got most of the lingo that people actually use, like that you'll actually encounter and maybe actually be confused about. I don't think I was unhappy with any of that. Got like an example of the game loop, you know, like how you describe a thing and then people start asking and doing stuff. I only have one example of it because I didn't want to like beat a dead horse. Because everyone that gets to this document is not going to be an actual newbie. It is actually unlikely that a newbie will obtain this document. For now. But maybe, just maybe, we will build a community as I dream. So, before you play, have a session 0. What is role-playing? Metagaming. Why do we have rules? Advice for players. So, in advice for players, I think I got all the important stuff. Because, like, you're going to have a GM that has most likely played. They're going to have their own opinions that are, you know, probably quite strong. Well, that didn't work out at all. Character stats, interact, learn the rules, set others up, a word on balance. Balance was something I wanted to talk about because some nerds, not all nerds, but some get like real upset about the balance of a game and they blame the GM, whether it's their fault or not. And that is kind of bogus. So I wanted to prime new players to like, just don't do the OP thing and then you won't have a problem, you know? And if it sucks all the time, maybe the game sucks. Maybe you should find a game where you can do the cool thing you want to do without a trillion penalties and a total party kill. So, advice for GMs. We've got like not your job and then like your job. Translation, this section sucks. I wrote like maybe a dozen blog posts on only this topic. So it's just one of those situations where it's like, what more do I have to say? Nothing. But I deleted all those blogs. So I need to find something to say. And so what came out was like the most amalgamated version of all of those blog posts. I think the GM needs to think about balance differently than the players, but also the same. Integrating player stories, if you've never done it before, then it can seem pretty daunting, but it's like, you literally can't mess it up. But you can't. You super can. Planning. This section here presents my strategy for like preparing adventures, but it does not do a good job of actually like bringing it all together. I think that was something I wanted to consider. Maybe an example. It'll make the document longer, but like I'm not worried about that one for this one, because if you're reading this, like you absolutely will read a longer document instead of a shorter one. It's already 10 pages. What is 30 pages? It just doesn't matter. Full adventure example would be nice to get down in written form. You're not a writer, and then the conclusion I was not super happy with. So what did I leave out? Okay, let's look at that kind of outline. I don't know. It's not really a table of contents, but I know there was something I wanted to add here that was like actually pretty important. Ask me in DMs. I'll tell you why I'm laughing. It's a dumb idea I had that I can't talk about here. Okay, so I wrote this document in an attempt to help bolster role-playing. Too often we only see memes of players and DMs sniping at each other. This is a glorious world to be had where nobody is mad and everything is rad. We just need to shift focus from winning to reinforcing fiction. So it's like a really obvious statement, I think. But that is also literally my goal here, is to get like 10 people organized towards a particular purpose of a similar mindset. And then we can, change the world. I say it jokingly, but I actually legitimately, that's what we're doing. That's why I'm streaming today. Want to get some project pals, because it is like pulling teeth to get feedback on your projects. And if we just have a regular set of guys that want to spend their lunch break, talking about their home project, wouldn't that be nice? I think it would. So, I cannot think of what it was I wanted to add to this document. Not your job, translation, balance, integrating player stories, planning. The problem is, right, like I was up late last night, and at some point I had written all the 100, we'll talk about that too, but episode reviews that I could for the night. And then I started watching Ginny D videos, and normally I hate all of the popular things, but for whatever reason, Ginny D does not piss me off. She's quite pleasant. She seems like a real person, just out there getting her dollars. And the videos that I watched were about like LARPing, which I'm very interested in, but I've never tried. And so all of my like tabletop thoughts flew out of my brain, and they're all LARPing thoughts now. So it's unlikely I'm going to remember what I wanted to add here. Void is not a real person, not ever since the incident. How are you, sir? Haven't seen you in a minute. You want to see the silly scene I put together? So I'm assuming you just got here. But if not, I can not repeat everything I just said, if that would be better for you. Basically, I'm working towards recording like an actual on-video play session of Words of Power. There's some guys that have agreed to play. There's 2 of them. We're hoping to get 3 total, and then we'll do it. They have not set a time yet. It probably won't be streamed. It'll be recorded and then posted. So I've been trying to figure out how to record their faces and put them where I want them and that sort of thing. I don't want to just do like a raw recording of the Discord chat or something, Just got done being stuck in bed for a couple days because of back pain. Is that like I don't want to get up, or I cannot physically get up? And was there trauma, or are you just an old man? These are my questions for you. Yeah, so I set up like this kind of scene, and there's hang on. This is not the whole thing. Okay, we're going filters the image mask. Makes it much nicer. So the 3 on the side, those guys would be the 3 players, and then the guy over there would be me, and he would not be circular; he'd just be square like normal. And this is kind of what I'm thinking about for the recording, like having the world map in the back with like some light clouds going. These three nerds. I want to do a waveform. I don't know how to do it. Maybe you could help me. Could not physically get up due to extreme pain. So you slipped a disc, is what I'm hearing. Old man back just gave out. I'm sure every injury is different, but laying on the floor helped a lot. Like, I would not want to be in a bed for the time that, what was it? It was a full month before I could stand at all. And it was like a month and a half before I could walk, right? Just being on the floor was ideal. Especially when I had to, like, nobody talks about it, but I need to get off this stupid screen. I'm so sorry. I know better. I need to stop that. But, no, so, what was I going to say? Oh, sneezing. Sneezing when your back is injured is like the actual worst thing in the entire universe. It is, because it's not that unavoidable once you have to deal with it. People find solutions as they need to, but it's unavoidable, and you know it's coming, and you know if you're standing when it happens, you're going to actually blow your spine out. Unfortunately, I got into the bad habit of holding all my sneezes in years ago. So when I sneeze, it kicks back inside, right? And so I was like, if I was gonna sneeze, I was screwed. So every time I felt one coming on, I would get down on my hands and knees and then just start blowing out of my nose as much as I could to stop it from happening. At some point, I was able to develop the habit of just keeping my mouth open when I sneeze, which is not ideal still, but like it's better than holding it in with a bad back. Just the worst. Nobody talks about it. So I think a full adventure example is the only thing I can add to this right now. The rulebook stuff's going to wait till later. The GM guide. We have not looked at the GM guide in some time. GM guide. So I'm going to go through here and see, like, is this helpful, or has this all been integrated into the newbie guide is kind of the question. Oh, that's what I was going to add. You're so smart, Void. So there's this concept of like designing encounters where you don't want to just fight to the death all the time. Sometimes you do, because like bopping a bunch of goblins is fun. But if it's like a story heavy mission, you kind of want to be fighting over an objective instead of just killing each other. Okay, so I will write that later. Again, like, I want to start going live around this time on Mondays, I think. I don't know what the right time is, but the idea, the goal, the dream is that people who are creatives that have a project, but also work a day job, are at work, they get a lunch break, they drop in, they tell us about their project, they help us roast other projects, and we all get a little bit of feedback, which is the hardest thing to get when you have a project. It's so frustrating. So I want to make a place where you can just go and give and get feedback. You fit none of those things. That's okay. Like, it's not just creatives, right? You have ideas, you have opinions. You're a cool guy. Okay, don't worry about balance, the very first thing I say. Okay, this is Words of Power specific. So yeah, don't worry about balance. Your specific setting tells you how to create a set. Well, it tells you should create a setting. Modifying rules, fantastic. General GMing tips. So this would be the kind of stuff that might get rolled up into the other document. Are you playing any games these days, Void? I've just been playing Monster Hunter World. And we have like no dollars, so I can only play games I already own. And I am inching back towards Baldur's Gate 3. So I would love an alternative. So setting skill check difficulty, adjudicating magic, magical versus non-magical effects. Magical effects require an inherent word and drawn word to be combined. Non-magical effects are when a single word is used to boost an activity, enhanced combat actions, or skill checks. The difference is that magical effects face no resistance. Player uses Sunder weapon, the weapon will be destroyed upon contact. Player uses Sunder to enhance their attack. Okay, that's fine. Spells, counterspelling, stealth play. Somebody told me that this does not fit in this book at all. That I should take it out because it's dumb and generic advice. Stealth is a bit of a sore spot for Words of Power since we don't have big maps to visualize everything. The important thing I want to say here is that hiding is not instant invisibility. The player can't just do I hide. They need to describe where they are hiding, how, and from who. They should roll their hide check immediately. That will be your NPC's target number as they come into situations where they might reasonably spot the hider. If the rogue hid inside a crate, nobody's checking crates, there is no skill check to be made. However, we must be careful not to replace the character's ability with the player's. If they want to hide a lockpick somewhere on their body, a skill check is more appropriate than linking the result to their own personal ability to think of a great location. Allow them to describe, but don't require some super well thought out answer. This does belong in the newbie guide. Finished Gothic remake pretty good. Is that like you love the series and there was no way it was going to go wrong, like Dragon's Dogma 2? Or is it actually a good remake, which we've never seen in the entire history of the universe? I'm trying to think of a remake I liked or played. Or watched. Hit zone numbering is very Words of Power specific. Making crits matter, granting story tags. That should probably be capitalized. Not really. Okay, well, I already read that. I did. I already read that. Magic items are the whole point of the game. Yep. Content prep. Battle board encounters, hazards, tactics, player formations, and the battle board is a descriptive tool. Reinforcements. Okay. Conclusion. In Words of Power, you must master the system so that you can wield it. It exists for and relies on GMs that want to tell stories. More than any advice in this entire document, just start playing and figure out how best to use the tools that you've been given. Use them to tell amazing stories that are unrestricted by mechanics and uncensored by prep time. Look forward to playing in them. It's a very good remake, short of a couple of things. They changed how lockpicking works and made it awful, and they changed how economy works and made that poopy. So, like, it's too easy to get rich, or it's impossible to get enough money to buy anything. I've played both kinds of games. I don't like either. Also, lockpicking in that game, trying to remember it. It wasn't just automatic, right? There was a mini game before. So they made a worse mini game, or what? In the OG, lockpicking was guessing left, right, oh, right. Now it's some weird plate thing that interact with each other. Yeah, the old one sounds like more your jam. Just jiggle it till it goes. Sorry, I'm thinking about that phone camera mount. Like, yeah, the camera's gonna move a lot. Don't look at it because you'll get seasick. Okay, so this is kind of the situation that we're in. Those boards there and that bucket are kind of the materials that I have. This monitor is my second monitor. In order to actually use my game board, which is over there, while we're playing at the desk, I'm thinking I can put it right here. Which means I could mount the camera mount to the back of this monitor. It's actually pretty hefty. So I'm thinking maybe I could run like, maybe like a stick behind here, and then some kind of mechanism to let me tilt down to right here. I have some leather scraps that I was thinking I might put on the inside of some boards to try and like make it not kill my phone instantly, you know? But I don't know how to organize wood into a phone mount. I'm just going to leave it here for a second as you imprint it into your mind. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And it's much harder to make money as each time you sell one item to a vendor, he drops... Oh. I don't know why... Does anybody actually play normal RPGs? Not like dedicated trading games. But normal RPGs like Oblivion or something. Do people actually play that as a merchant? I know like challenge run guys do, but I'm talking about like when you're playing for the first time. Do you actually buy low and sell high? Do you travel across the world with distant items to try and make a profit? Or do you just kill 5 more goblins? Because I've never met anyone that... It's not that I haven't met anyone, because Splash would absolutely play that way. It's that I haven't played a game where it was super viable other than Mount and Blade. in Mountain Blade, trading goods is like actually worth your time. Like in Oblivion, the whole thing is you just optimize value to weight, right? Value to weight ratio. So these are 3/4 of an inch thick and about 1.5 inches wide. They, like it's a box spring, right? So they use like the lowest quality wood, so a bunch of them broke on the knots. But it's not like I need long pieces. And they have the nails still in, which is fine. I'll just pound them out. It's not a big deal. As far as tools, I have a handsaw, but not any electric saws or anything like that. I've got a drill. I have a knife that will carve this for sure. And gumption. I've got gumption, sir. Hammer. I'm going to have to harvest any screws that I use from other things, which is fine. It'll just take a little bit of time. So, if you have any thoughts, I don't expect you to like solve this for me. That I understand that I'm presenting it that way. I just want you to have the information so that if you have a thought, you could be like, oh, hey, Crab, why don't you arrange it this way? And then I will do that. This just became a thinking stream. We'll play a game soon, I think. I want to try and stay live until maybe 1. Start building the muscle. I'm not looking to do big long streams, but I want Project Pals to last through the lunch break for most people, right? I guess what I'm really looking for is how I can make it tilt. Right? Because it needs to be maybe aimed. Do I have... Give me a minute. Don't look at my butt. It's my butt. Lady Crab catches you, you're dead. Give that a minute to boot up. We're going to see if we can get that camera going so we can think about the angle some. In the meantime, okay. So let's see. We pop up. I'm going to try to remember how this works. Because I have slept since the last time I did it. And you know how that is. I guess, okay, we're on the Wi-Fi. We wireless. Okay, I can't. Do I need to enable developer tools every time? That's mildly annoying. Sorry, this is going to take longer than I thought. Not that it's hard or time consuming, but ideas into words is tough, or pictures is tough. I always just start building stuff. Apparently thoughts into words is also tough. Yeah, I don't know, you're quite a bit smarter than me, especially for, you know, putting things together. So I thought maybe you'd have a good idea about how to make this thing tilt. Device details. Should be a build number here somewhere. We tap the build number like 5 times. Oh, I'm a developer now. Okay, where are the developer tools? Sorry, I know you can't see what I'm doing. Hope you don't mind just hanging out. I certainly don't. I always wished you and me hung out more. I tried to muscle my way into some of your games sometimes and got denied. Which is fair. But we never did end up, like, actually hanging out. That makes me sad. There it is. Developer options. Finally found it. Just give me the wireless debugging. Fantastic. Now let's see if we can... we'll get that to work. Oh, nice. Something's wrong with the device I used for this. I don't really know what. Oh, is my camera not access? Okay. So if we... I'm bad at hanging out with. I mean, I get it. It's not a big deal. I'm just saying, it would have been cool. No. Okay. Something's not right. So that's in. Oop. Okay, I think we got it. I think we got it, boys. I don't even hang out with my best friend in like 25 years. Did you know I have not heard from Wendy since he moved out? Not once. I messaged him a bunch of times, but nothing. Absolutely breaks my heart. His birthday just passed, and it is the first time in over a decade I have not given him the old happy birthday. Okay, so um, maybe we move this somewhere else, just so we have like what it is, right? Okay, so if we had a stick, right, and we had the camera on it somehow, it would still need to tilt down at maybe this much of an angle. Although maybe that's too far away, right? I'm gonna move things around. Enjoy my ceiling fan. Don't have a seizure. So you remember that TV that I took apart and I was trying to troubleshoot and I didn't learn anything useful? I was missing some screws and they just came out of this blue rag. So I guess I found them. I think fixed is like totally suitable, right? So I'm gonna full screen this now that we know what we're looking at. Transform, fit to screen. Okay. So this is what I need to capture, which is actually pretty low now that I look at it. I don't know if there's a good way to do both of these scenes. Like, I don't know how big it is for you. Maybe I can preview it on my screen, right? Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. I got this mouse because Splash was like raving about it, saying it's just the best mouse in the entire universe. Okay, so this won't be the final position, but just so that we can see everything at once. I'm gonna put it here. Okay. So like, where's my stick? Just to give you some frame of reference. Yeah. Okay. So like that would probably be fine, right? Yeah. So we are. Oh, let's see. 8. So we're 4 inches up. And like 6.5 inches out. I think. 6.5. 4. Yeah. And then the tilt is like. I don't know how to describe the tilt. Let's see. So like I could just use a virtual tabletop. Like that's kind of the last option. But So yeah, like this much tilt. I guess it could be fixed if it's accurate, right? That is the game size. That'll always be the same scene as long as I can mark things out and make sure it's always going to be there, right? So as long as I get the distance and the height and the tilt right, it should be totally fine. But if I mess it up and move in, then a fixed camera won't work, right? If I go too far, also no good. If I like do it with rope or something and it tilts a little bit, we're hosed because that doesn't work either, right? So it's got to be pretty exact, pretty fixed right here. Maybe more level than I can hold it. But yeah, I think I can make that work if I can keep this angle somehow. I don't know what's a better descriptor for you. It's not that steep of an angle. That's the other alternative, right? Is that I could use the phone camera. I could use the phone camera for my face, and I could use so the webcam has it's one of those little Logitech 720s that's got like this thing like folds and it hooks and that sort of thing. So I could do it this way, but in the past this webcam has not. It doesn't. Let's see. It doesn't focus very well, I guess, is what I'm saying. So, like, the guy in the back looks super blurry. And so, as I move things around, it's just like blur in, blur out, which is not really what we want. I turned off the autofocus and I tried to manual focus it. It was better, but not really sustainable, and I still kind of need somewhere to hook and hang this. So, technically an option, just putting it out there, but like, prob's not, right? My first thought is having a base the game board sits on attached to the camera stand. That way it can be moved around and will never change the angle. Maybe not feasible though. That is very close to something I was thinking of. When I was thinking about how to build this thing, I was thinking like 2 legs and then 2 legs that fit around the board, and then some kind of overly complicated up and then cross and then tilt. But I don't fucking know. It doesn't have to be wood, right? Like, if I could just stack it up on a book or something, if I could just lean it just right, if I can get an angle I'm happy with, then we're golden. Come on. Don't be a butterfookie. Like that. Kind of head-on angle. If I could keep it, right? Let's say I could keep this angle. Would that be fine moving pieces around? Not ideal, but not the worst. Let's see. Kind of want this angle so that we can read all the positions for now, because like they're noobs, they don't know. They don't understand the board yet. Eventually they won't need the board, but for now they do. I could build the base from slats, maybe. Thinking about what resources I have, which is not much. Can't use any cardboard because we have that bug problem and they love to live in cardboard. I have... Yeah, I'm thinking just a couple of slats would build an okay base. What's up, Splash? You want to see something funny? Does it disgust you? It should. We have 2 players signed up. And I'm hoping to get a third. And I was thinking about like how we're going to record it, right? Because it's not going to be streamed, but it's going to be recorded. And I thought this might be just placeholders, you know. But like, I hope you like the moving clouds. Very proud of it. Anyway, what we're working on, we're brainstorming like how to get the phone camera to a good position for this. But I don't know that this is the right solution, really. Because ideally, for a recorded video, we're doing like you know, we show the dice rolls and stuff, and people like that, you know? So, like, virtual tabletop might be more appropriate, as much as I hate it. It might be a better viewing experience. But, let me move this out the way so you can see the angle issue here. Alright, so to get a proper view of this thing, it's got to be like, it's still covered, isn't it? I hate it. I hate it so much. Okay, so it's got to be like up and out at a specific distance. Like this is maybe the perfect distance. And so the actual angle of it is relatively shallow, but like, how do I mount a phone at this angle is the whole thing. I think I could suspend it from ropes or something. I might be able to... I could nail it in and then twist it, and that would stay relatively there. If I wasn't in a different country and so far away, I build you a holder. Yeah, like... Part of the reason I'm even taking the time to do this is just like, I want to get better at building stuff. You know, right now I have 0 skill in building. And so I thought this would be like a really easy place to start. And then I realized I am broke, which is good, right? Like that's how people learn, is making do with what they have. Can you dual use your mic holder and just make a bracket? So, not really, because the mic kind of needs to be right in front of my face. The mount for the phone for the game board does not need to be mobile or adjustable. It just needs to fucking work. I think we figured out 6.5 inches out and like 4 inches up was kind of the right place, but then it's the tilt that I can't wrap my brain around. Just make a bracket. What does it even mean? Send me a doodle. Are you guys Discording me? Is that what's happening here? No, okay. Other people are answering questions I asked. Hopefully. But no, like, just make a bracket. What is that? What does that mean to me? Like, for tilt, cut triangle at proper angle with saw. Okay, that makes sense. That's reasonable. So the wood we're working with, we measured it and it's like 3/4 of an inch this way, and then like, how many did we say? 1.5-ish, a little over 1.5 wide. Only the phone camera needs to be available. I need to be able to plug it in to charge it, but otherwise, yeah. I might need to touch the screen at some point to turn on wireless debug. But yeah. So, Void saying if I cut diagonally, make a wedge, and then affix that wedge to the board, that gets me the lean. But how do I keep the phone on the... do I have any Velcro? Technically, I have things I could harvest Velcro from. I don't think I have any readily available in my sewing stash. I might, though. Trying to think about all the things I've harvested or gathered for later harvesting. That might be the play, though. That's not a bad idea. I'm going to take 1 minute. I'm going to go see if I can find some Velcro. It's actually, it's not much, but Lady Crab used to work at Arby's, and I thought these hats would come in handy at some point. And like, they have these little, that much, I don't know, where's my camera? That much is Velcro. So, fortunately, I have 2 of them. This is an appropriate amount of Velcro to mount a phone. I'm so excited right now that I have this. That's rad. Trying to translate my mental image into paint, but I'm really terrible at it. It's so much easier for me to just build. Well, share the wealth, man. Let's be project pals, if you will. So, are you thinking like this, and then a wedge, and then the phone just Velcros on it? Or like a crossbar, or like, what are we doing here? I guess you're putting it in paint, so use the rectangle tool, that's the secret. Sorry. Not a bigger, it's a squirrel. a squirrel plays. It's answering some of my questions. If you cut the board, do you have screws or something to fasten two pieces together? What are all the materials you have on hand, I guess? So while you were gone, Void was like, do you have any Velcro? And I realized, I went in my sewing stash thinking I didn't, but Lady Crab used to work at Arby's. And she worked at Arby's long enough to get 2 hats. And these have this little tiny Velcro strap. So, I think we have a solution. She also recently bought me super glue. So, I think with super glue, wood, I don't know if I have any screws, but I can harvest the nails from these box spring boards. Yes, crossbar with 2 wedges, and then hook and loop between them to hold the phone. Between them. Between them. I don't understand. I thought I was going to understand, but I super don't. So I think what we're talking about right now is a board and then a crossboard. Yeah, no, I will appreciate a shitty picture over no picture. But, it's like this, and then we need to get it to tilt. Oh. I'm going to flip this over so it stops shifting everywhere. Let's see. So we put it on there. Then it needs to go. Bring it down like that. So let's see. Where's the? Okay. So like that much of an angle is what we need. I don't know if that's clear enough. I guess I already checked in with Splash today about his cyber deck, but I'm going to try to do Project Pals every Monday around lunchtime, and hopefully we can get some guys going. Okay. So, in this picture, is it hanging from this hook and loop? Like dangling forward at an angle? Is that what we're talking about here? Like is bottom. Okay. So I don't understand. Can you cut some grooves in the board at a right angle? Most likely, I might only have a hacksaw actually. Don't look at my butt. I have a knife that will let me whittle away at this wood, but I've got a hammer. Okay. I have a brand new 12-inch hacksaw. And I've got a hammer and a knife. So Yes, I can cut the notches that are needed. Sorry, we're spawning a squirrel again. Let me try and draw a side view. Yeah, so I guess what I'm not getting is why Velcro helps from the bottom. When you first said Velcro, I was thinking we just make some wedges and then stick it on at the angle, right? Like glue it to each wedge and then the phone as well. Check phone text. Drew you a cute pic. His little dick pic. Oh, the last picture you sent me was a dick pic. Oh man, you can't even take pictures straight? How am I supposed to... I had a thought of gluing, but wasn't sure if you wanted perm blue shit. Yeah, it's an old phone. And this is going to be more or less its only purpose, so not a big deal. I don't know if you watched the video that I put out, but when I switched to Optimum for my mobile carrier, they made me buy the exact same phone again. So I have 2 Moto Gs and 1 I can't use, so I'm literally just trying to make it useful. Trying to think if I have any other useful stuff. I've got wire, I've got leather, I've got bungee cords. So Splash, your image. Are you saying just like cut? So we got these two, and you're saying just chop into them and put the phone there. That's what you're saying? You could still use my design, but instead of wrapping the phone, just glue it. Okay. I doubt my ability. But I guess that's where I start, right? Is like just trying. I cannot stress I have plenty of box spring wood to just screw around with. So it's actually not a big deal if I mess it up. And it only needs to be, what did we say, 4 inches high or something? Let's see. Okay. So it's 5 inches out. Two inches high. Oh, you're lagging? Is that my end or your end? I show no drop frames. Okay. I mean, my signal goes out to you. Is a hacksaw suitable for wood, or is it not really at all suitable for wood? Like, if you guys don't have anything to do today, then we will cut some wood. I just need to figure out how I'm going to cut some wood. Yeah, our neighbor was trying to cut some proper hacksaw stuff, and Lady Crab was like, let's just get him one. And then she's like, I got you one too. You know, because she's the best wife you could ever ask for. Come on. How tight should I tighten this? Like mildly taut or actually tight? All right. Historically, I over-tighten things. I've broken so many things tightening them. That's why I ask. Okay, so sawing posture. You guys got any tips? Because my instinct is just do it over my leg, and that doesn't actually seem effective. I guess what do? You hang part of it off a table? Yeah? Yeah, nah. We ain't got no clamps around here, dog. Guess. Well. I guess we never really discussed how this thing's gonna stand up. Right? It's only gonna be like 2 inches high. Alright, I'm gonna stand up and try to do some sawing. Sorry if it gets loud. Fart dust. So we started out strong. And then we didn't. We started moving around way too much. I think... I feel dumb because I've spent like thousands of hours watching people work with wood in the woods with saws. You know, like I should have some concept of how to do this. I'm gonna mute so I don't kill you guys. I think I cut my leg, but so I went off the arm of a chair and I took my leg and wrapped it around, and that seemed to work okay. Okay, so 2 inches was certainly a mistake. Because the phone needs to be at 2 inches, right? So, I'm thinking. It's like halfway in. Hey, if you've got doodles, I want to see them. But yeah, I think we all overthought this. Maybe a little bit. Because, like, that's all it really needs to do, right? So if I cut this a little bit bigger, and maybe I can... Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay. So I imagine that this was longer, and I had just notched out the back, and then I Velcroed the middle to that piece. That would work, right? If I just diagonal cut that front part and then Velcro to it. Trouble is, there are two troubles. One is that I don't know how tall it needs to be. Why? So the phone with the stand is just under 6, so I guess we'll go for 6. And I don't know how to make it stable enough. Like, one piece is pretty much stable, so maybe I could do just 2 more pieces on either side. That would be fine, right? To just do vertical slats put together with nails, maybe. I think we're on to something, boys. Okay. 6. Okay, so at what angle do I cut it? So we're looking front to back. So front. Oh, wrong side. So it's going to need a shelf to sit on, probably. At 2 inches, right? I guess we actually can't get much taller. Because as we increase the angle, it cuts off shorter and shorter, right? Although if we just put one behind, then we're solid, right? We could go diagonally through here. Okay, so I'm going to saw through here. I'm going to saw like halfway in from the back, I guess. Does that seem reasonable? I think so. I'll be back. Moves too much, y'all. Okay, I am fully goofing off at this point, so. How are you guys? I mean, I've done much worse and you know it. But I appreciate your concern for my safety. Yeah, no, I've been asking you for years, Boyd. Help me get good. We could be friends. It just can't cost any dollars. We have to only use junk and tools I already have. Thousands of hours. Thousands of hours. Okay, that worked. Okay. That solves one of my problems. The other is that now I need to cut straight down, which we might do with a knife. Might try to do with a knife. Alright, so we're talking about... Two inches. Okay. Do it the same way you did the other one. Please do not saw towards your fucking camera with the point straight up in the air. If you could see, it would. There's a reason I'm doing it over there. But no, so this is substantially different, I think. So, hammer wood vise was great. Held it fantastically. But we need to remove a notch here from top and the side. So I'm thinking like a knife might... I'm going to get my knife and see how it does before we do any more salt. Forgot some of these broke off. I thought maybe, right? Maybe they could help us figure out the right angle. Oh, let's be. It needs to be steeper than that. Our next game is going to be back to Castle Bounceville. And it's going to be just an endurance game of how long you can look at bouncing table video. You know, I tried to go far away and mute myself, and you said, nah, dog. Can't have that. Oh man, back with a burrito. Now I'm jealous. Bean and beef and bean would be nice. I put together a Linux PC a bit ago out of some old parts. Dope. You got plans for it? I don't think our 2 inch is high enough. But I do think this angle is probably correct. Well, the leaned angle, right? Oh. That is almost fine, isn't it? Maybe we just secure that on there. Hook and loop that hoe. Yeah, no, this is not actually my cut. This piece broke off, and while I was going to get my knife out of the car, I found it and I remembered I have some broken pieces. So I shaved it up just a little bit with the knife. Nope, I don't even have a place to put it. Lulz. I mean, Linux is made to live in a closet, right? You just SSH in. I think maybe I cut the back of this off. Nail through, maybe? Is this going to split if I nail it? I don't know. Let me introduce you to the Cyberdeck hustle. Yeah, buddy. I could do a piece that's the same size on this side of this piece. Are you just telling me to hang myself now? Okay, but hear me out, right? So, held too well in my bootleg vice. Okay. So we got this, right? Right. And then we got this one just on the other side, right? Oop. Yeah. And the phone would just kind of hang out there. Preferably at the appropriate height. Trying to check everything before I like do any more cuts. So I gotta hang it like halfway off the table. Okay, so it's a little diagonal, right? I guess really that could be adjustable if I just cut it, right? Like, so I've got these 3 pieces. Here we are. And if I cut this one short enough and just drive a nail straight through, there's no reason I can't adjust the lean, right? I think that's what we're doing. That makes a lot of sense to me. So we need to even this one with this one. Yeah. And this one needs to be a little bit shorter than the others, right? I guess like quite a bit shorter than the others. There-ish. What is up, noodle-a-doos? If you nail it, you won't be able to adjust the tightness of the fit very well. The more you move it, the looser it'll get, right? Not sure if it'll actually matter. You're not wrong, but give me an alternative. I don't have a bolt. I don't think. I don't think I have anything to harvest a bolt from. Well, to reward Noodle's organic viewership, we'll show him the game board. Coming to a theater near you. If you hold a metal pole up during a thunderstorm, you could get a bolt. It's gonna be so good, but you gotta look at the clouds. You gotta watch the clouds move subtly. Right now, what we are doing is we are trying to make a mount for this phone that can watch the game board. It is proving somewhat difficult, but not impossible thanks to our bootleg wood vise. I think I'm going to use it again, honestly. Need to make some wedges. Back soon. Okay. Sorry about that. That one was being stubborn. Okay. I don't think this one's going to be any easier, honestly. I need to cut off that top section above that line. It's not going to cooperate. Okie dokie. How you guys doing? Please be the same height. Vaguely, roughly, it's fine. Okie dokie. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Unsuitable. Unsuitable. The rage of war. Pack up. Go home. You're through. How could I? Oh. Guess we kind of got off topic here today. Was planning to stream 11 to 1, so we'll be ending soon. Sorry, Nude, you snooze, you lose. Also, I don't know how interested in bootleggery you could possibly be. Okay. Tilt it ever so slightly. Okay, so if I can get that to stay there, which I almost certainly can. Literally anything. Anything that will stay there. Maybe even just some casual roughness. Probably not. Probably not. What can I stick on there for 30 seconds to find out if this works? I have hot glue. I could put hot glue on there, but that's going to take more than 30 seconds. It's just too damn slippery. There we go. I'll just use my finger. Okay, so that's going to do... I think exactly what we wanted it to, right? Like, this is where we ended up. My finger is just holding it from sliding. It's not actually angling it or anything like that. I guess it is holding the whole apparatus up. Stands on its own. Just need to put something here to keep it from falling. Yeah, I'll probably put some leather or something. But I just want proof of concept before we go. Hands free. Well, appreciate you guys hanging out with me through this one. I know it was a weird one. How much wider would you make the base? Because it's, I mean, I don't want the phone to slide off, but... Seems fine. Maybe it's... Yeah, no, I'm actually pretty happy with this, even if we never end up using it. It brings me joy. And we made it together. And that was great. Anyway, I will catch you guys a little bit later. My goal is to do Project Pals every Monday. Probably not to this degree, but if you have a project that you'd like to share with us, come by on Monday at 11.